Have you got notification કે તમારું રેકોર્ડિંગ શરૂ થયું છે?
Yes, ma'am.
હા, you can start now, Dhruv.
So, hello, ma'am. Today we will discuss about type of superconductor. So basic, so we can classify it by applied external magnetic field. આપણે સુપરકન્ડક્ટરને એપ્લાઇડ એક્સટર્નલ ફિલ્ડની આધારે બે પ્રકારમાં ક્લાસિફાઈડ કરી શકીએ છીએ, ટાઈપ 1 સુપરકન્ડક્ટર અને ટાઈપ 2 સુપરકન્ડક્ટર. So, depending upon the behavior of superconductor in extrinsic field, they have been classified into two types, type 1 and type 2, or soft superconductor and hard superconductor. So we see about first type 1 superconductor. Type 1 superconductor exhibit complete Misner effect. They are perfectly diamagnetic. In type 1 superconductor, the transition from superconducting to normal state in the presence of magnetic field occur sharply at critical value of Hc. હવે આપણે type 1 superconductor ને એક્સટર્નલ ફિલ્ડના આધારે બે પ્રકારમાં ક્લાસિફાઈડ કરી શકીએ છીએ, જે ફિગરના આધારે સમજીએ. In this figure, on x-axis we take applied magnetic field H, and on y-axis we take magnetization. I am audible, ma'am?
ધ્રુવ, તમારો વિડિયો ચાલુ થઈ શકશે? ધ્રુવ, I forgot to ask Jill. તમારો વિડિયો શરૂ થઈ શકશે? કેમ કે વિરલને નહીં સમજાય. I just got the things in my mind. જો શરૂ થઈ શકતો હોય તો ફાઇન.
દેખાય છે મેમ?
સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ દેખાય છે તમને?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
વિરલ, તમને સમજાય છે ભાઈ? વિરલ?
हाँ अभी
સમજાય છે? હા, ઓકે. હા, ઓકે, ઓકે. યસ, કન્ટિન્યુ કરો ધ્રુવ.
Yes, ma'am. So in type 1 superconductor or the soft superconductor, when we applied external magnetic field, so first 0 to critical value of magnetic field is it's behave like a superconductor, but after a critical value it's behave like a normal state. So એટલે કે જ્યારે આપણે ટાઈપ 1 સુપરકન્ડક્ટર પર એક્સટર્નલ મેગ્નેટિક ફિલ્ડ એપ્લાય કરીએ છીએ ત્યારે તે ક્રિટિકલ પોઈન્ટ સુધી તે સુપરકન્ડક્ટિંગ સ્ટેટમાં હોય છે અને તે ક્રિટિકલ વેલ્યુ પછી સર્ટનલી તે નોર્મલ સ્ટેટમાં આવી જાય છે. ઇટ મીન્સ કે તે ક્રિટિકલ વેલ્યુ પછી ડાયરેક્ટ ઇન normal state માં આવી જાય છે. In type 1 superconductor, the transition from superconducting state to normal state, the presence of magnetic field occurs sharply at critical value of Hc. It shows that the transition at Hc is reversible, which means that if magnetic field is reduced below Hc, the material again acquires the superconducting properly, and above Hc it acquired normal conductor. એટલે કે Hc ના પહેલા મટીરિયલ એ સુપરકન્ડક્ટર તરીકે વર્તે છે અને Hc પછી તે નોર્મલ સ્ટેટ તરીકે વર્તે છે. હવે now we see about characterizes of type 1 superconductor. They are perfectly diamagnetic. It means કે type 1 superconductor એ perfectly diamagnetic હોય છે. They are only one critical field. This is Hc. Type 1 superconductor ને એક જ critical field હોય છે. The critical field is order of 0.1 Tesla. So the value of Hc for type 1 superconductor is very small. Now we see about disadvantage of type 1 superconductor. Type 1 superconductor cannot carry large current because the value of Hc is very low. So we can not use them for producing high magnetic field. The example of type 1 superconductor is lead, tin and mercury. Now we are see about type 2 superconductor. So type 2 superconductivity was
ધ્રુવ
discovered
એક
by
મિનિટ ટાઈપ 1 માં પાછા આવશો પ્લીઝ ધ્રુવ ટાઈપ 1 માં પાછા આવશો ફાઇન થોડું ઇન્ટરપ્ટ કરું ને તમને ધ્રુવ
yes ma'am.
હા ધ્રુવ બહુ જ સારું સમજાવો છો રિયલી આઈ
Thank you,
શુડ
ma'am.
એપ્રિશિએટ યુ રાઈટ તમે પ્રેઝન્ટેશન સારું બનાવ્યું છે આઈ થિંક યુ આર ફ્રોમ ગુજરાતી મીડિયમ એન્ડ યુ આર ટ્રાઇંગ યોર લેવલ બેસ્ટ ટુ મેક ધેમ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ મેક અસ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ આર યુ ફ્રોમ ગુજરાતી મીડિયમ ધ્રુવ
Yes ma'am.
હા બટ યુ આર ટ્રાઇંગ સો નાઇસલી વચ્ચે ગુજરાતી વાપરો છો ઇટ ઇઝ ફાઇન બટ યુ આર પેરેલલી યુઝિંગ ઇંગ્લિશ terminologies also. Very well done. Very well done. And the students, those who are from Gujarati medium, they should get inspiration from him. Fine. Yes, Dhruv. Students, HC દેખાય છે બધાને? Can you all see HC on the graph? હા, point out કરજો Dhruv.
Yes, ma'am.
હા,
Yes.
HC દેખાય છે?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the second condition is H must be less than Hc. What is the first condition? પહેલી condition કઈ છે for superconducting material?
H less than Hc.
First
H less
condition.
than Hc.
First condition, not the
T
second.
less than
First.
Hc.
T less than
T
Tc.
less than.
Second condition H less than Hc. Third હવે આવશે. Okay, H less than Hc એનો મતલબ એવો કે Hc if you are applying magnetic field which is below critical magnetic field then your material will behave as a superconducting material. But when you apply magnetic field which is greater than critical magnetic field, no more superconductivity which present with the material. It will be turning into normal state. Is that clear from the graph? Is this
Yes, ma'am.
clear from the graph?
Yes, ma'am.
And comparatively, the material which is type 1, they are made up of pure element. જો example નીચે લખેલા છે ધ્રુવે Pb, Sn અને Hg, lead, tin અને mercury. Okay, આ ત્રણ material they are elemental superconductor. And the Hc value for all of them they are low. એટલે બહુ ઓછું magnetic field જ હું એને આપી શકું છું because Hc itself is low. અને મારે કયું safe place એમાં કરવાનું છે is less than Hc માં. Hc જ ઓછું હોય તો H તો મારે એનાથી પણ ઓછું આપવું પડે. Do you understand? And he has mentioned the critical value for the field is 0.1 Tesla. Understood? એટલે this kind of material it cannot be used for high magnetic field production. સમજ્યા? The reason it will cross H greater than it will cross Hc and H greater than Hc થાય તો superconductivity તો it would no more there with the material. Clear છે બધાને type 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Jill continue. Sorry. Dhruv, continue.
So now we will see about type 2 superconductor. So type 2 superconductivity was discovered by Shubnikov in 1930 and was explained by Abreu Kosov in 1957. Type 2 superconductors are also known as hard superconductor. Why they are known as hard superconductor we will see about in next by graph. So in this graph we have take applied magnetic field on x-axis and magnetization of on a y-axis. So uh, here we can see two critical value Hc1 and Hc2. Before we see for type 1 they have only one critical value, and here two critical value for type 2 superconductor. When we apply the magnetic field
Yes, Dhruv, continue. What happened?
yes ma'am. So in when we applied magnetic field from below Hc starting, so from 0 to Hc1 it's a material in superconductivity state, but after a certain value of Hc1 it's starting in a normal state, but it cannot direct jump into the normal state. It uh, it reduce in gradually. So it's a it's in material resistivity came, and it's goes goes in this direction, and at Hc2 it is completely in normal state. But between Hc1 and Hc2 material in a mixed state, or we can say vortex state. For an applied field below Hc1 the material is perfectly diamagnetic, and hence the field is completely excluded. Hc1 is called the lower critical field. It means below Hc1 material is completely in superconductivity. After between Hc1 and Hc2 material in a mixed state, and after Hc2 material in a normal state. So we can say that they do not follow Misner effect strictly, so they do not jump direct into normal state. H, at Hc1 the field start to thread the specimen, and this penetration increase until Hc2 is reached at the magnetization vanish and the specimen become normal. Hc2 is the upper critical field. So in this graph this is Hc1 lower critical value, and this is Hc2 upper critical field. In between Hc2 and Hc1 and Hc2 the material is in a mixed or vertex state. The value of Hc2 for type 2 may be 100 times more than type 1 superconducting material. So the value of Hc2 is very large. So for superconductor material we give a very much field for a normal state, so they are known as a hard superconductor. These material are also called a hard superconductor because they are required large magnetic field to bring them back to the normal state. Character So we see characteristics of type 2 superconductor. They have they have two critical magnetic field, upper magnetic field and lower magnetic field. The material is perfectly diamagnetic below the lower critical field. Hc1 Misner effect is completely in the region above the upper critical field. Hc2 magnetic flux enter the specimen. They exist in an intermediate state between critical field H1 and H2. The intermediate state is a mix of normal and superconducting state. So in this graph, this 0 to Hc1 is a superconducting state. Hc1 and Hc2 is a mixed state, and after Hc2 is a normal state. The upper critical field is very high and is of order of 200 Tesla. So now we see application of type 2 superconductor. They are used in application of generating very high magnetic field. So due to high value of Hc2, we can use in a high in a generating a product for high magnetic field. They have a wider technological application because of a very high field value. Example of type 2 superconductor is Nb3Ge and Nb3Si, etc. So this is all about type 1 and type 2 superconductor. Here, here we can also comparison between type 1 and type 2 superconductor. So the, in type 1 superconductor, these superconductor are known as conductor, and type 2 superconductor are known as hard superconductor. They are
Dhruv,
only, yes ma'am.
એક મિનિટ એ જ રાખજો. See, here he has shown the comparison between type 1 and type 2. રાઈટ, એ સમજાવે છે એની સાથે જ્યાં મને જરૂર પડે છે ત્યાં હું થોડું થોડું એડ કરું છું. રાઈટ, એટલે યુ ઓલ વિલ ગેટ ધ ક્લેરિટી. બધાને સમજાયું? એને બહુ સરસ સમજાવ્યો. ગ્રાફ બીજો જે છે ટાઈપ 2 નો, he has explained it so well. બધાને સમજાયો?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ફાઇન. હવે મને આનો જવાબ આપો. Why type 1 is known as soft and why type 2 is known as hard? What is the reason? પકડતા soft લાગે, પકડતા hard લાગે એવું? Soft and
No,
hard
ma'am.
in which way?
No, ma'am.
Then soft and hard in which way?
H for Hc value.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, when you compare Hc value is lower, એટલે એ soft છે. Even a small magnetic field may, lead to give you normal state of material rather than superconducting. In type 2, Hc value is too high, so you can apply huge amount of magnetic field. Fine, good. Dhruv, second one.
So second one is there is only one critical magnetic field for the superconductor. So for type 1 only one critical magnetic field, and for type 2 there are two magnetic field Hc1 and Hc2. Third point is
Yes.
the
હા,
critical.
એક મિનિટ ધ્રુવ, એક મિનિટ, બીજો પોઈન્ટ જોઈ લઈએ. In type 1 superconductor, only single critical magnetic field is present. એનો મતલબ એમ કે if you cross Hc, you will be either in the normal state or you will be in the superconducting state. Whereas in type 2, there are two critical magnetic fields, Hc1 and Hc2. Below Hc1, is it perfect diamagnetic? Students, below Hc1, do you think it would be perfectly diamagnetic in type 2? Below Hc1.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
After
Yes, ma'am.
Hc2? After Hc2?
No, ma'am.
Purely
Normal
normal.
state.
Purely normal. So what will happen between Hc1 and Hc2?
Mixed state.
Between, yes, mixed state. એટલે slightly there would be a penetration of magnetic field lines in the material. Fine. Yes, next one, Dhruv.
Third point is the critical magnetic field value is very low. So for type 1 superconductor, value of Hc is very small, is 0.1 Tesla, and for type 2 the value of critical magnetic field is very high. So we see this is value of for type 1 is 0.1, and this is a very large for type 2 superconductor. Fourth point is this superconductor shows a perfect Misner effect. So type 1 superconductor are a perfect follows Misner effects. So at HC they are behave direct into normal state, but for type 2 they are n- not jump directly into normal
સરાઉન્ડિંગ
state.
ચેક કરીએ
Fifth of fifth observation, this material have a less technical application comparatively. So for a lower value of type 1 superconductor, they are a less application of comparatively, and type 2 material are wider technological application. Sixth point is they are a diamagnetic material, and type 2 superconductor are not a completely diamagnetic material. Seventh point is there is no mixed state. For type 1 there are no mixed state, and for type 2 there are a mixed state. This is an example for type 1 and 2 superconductor. So this is all about type 1 and type 2 superconductor. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dhruv. Really, you tried hard. Good. Good. સારી મહેનત કરી છે ધ્રુવ, અને આ કમ્પેરિઝન બતાવ્યું એ વધારે ગમ્યું મને.
Thank you,
બંનેને
ma'am.
ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલ સમજાવ્યા અને પછી કમ્પેર કર્યું. ગુડ. બધાને સમજાયું છોકરાઓ? કોઈને કઈ પ્રશ્ન હોય તો પૂછી શકો છો. કોઈને કઈ પ્રશ્ન હોય તો ધ્રુવને પૂછી શકો છો.
No, ma'am.
No question?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All understood? Everybody understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So with that, shall we wind up the session? આજે સેશન પૂરું કરીએ. ફરીથી પાછા 2 to 3 names we would welcome for the next point. Right? ગ્રુપમાં મૂકીશું. મંડે અથવા ટ્યુઝડે પ્રિપેર કરી અને મોસ્ટ પ્રોબેબલી મંડે ફાવશે તમને લોકોને પ્રેઝન્ટ કરવું? કોણ પહેલા તો તૈયાર કોણ છે મને કહેજો. Who is ready for the next point? સારું ચલો હું સમજાવી દઈશ BCS થિયરી. પછી પાછા 2-3 પોઈન્ટ જોઈશું તમારી પાસેથી. બરાબર? હવે પછીના સેશનમાં હું ભણાવી દઈશ. પછી પાછું તમારો ટર્ન. ઓકે? ચલો, હેવ અ નાઇસ ટાઈમ એવરીવન. ટેક કેર. બાય બાય.
મિસ
યસ.
વાયવાનું કહી દેજો ને મિસ, ટાઈમ ટેબલ મોકલવાનું તો આજે.
હા, વાઇવાનું કહી દઈશું આજ સાંજ સુધીમાં. હા, ગ્રુપમાં મૂકી દઈશું.
मैम उसके साथ सबमिशन का भी.
उसके साथ सबमिशन का भी ठीक है. क्वेश्चन पेपर ना भेजे ना आप भी?
नहीं नहीं.
भेजना
हाँ,
है तो भेज दो मैम.
नहीं 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 भेजना है हमें. સારું ચલો, આજ સાંજ સુધીમાં મોકલી દઈએ. હા, વિરલ સમજાયું તમને? ફાઇન. ઓકે, ચલો, બાય બાય. See you next time. Bye. Take care.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.